Brooklyn Beckham just posted the sweetest message about his wife's new project. But fans aren't buying that it was just about love and support. Because the timing, the wording, and who it silently echoes have people convinced this was a not-so-subtle message aimed straight at his estranged mother Victoria. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. To understand why Nicola stepping into a ballet role is raising eyebrows, you have to rewind. Way before this film, and even before the family fallout. Long before Victoria Beckham was a fashion mogul, a Spice Girl, or a global brand, dance was actually her first love. Not fame. Not fashion. Dance. In her Netflix documentary, Victoria opened up about how dancing wasn't just a hobby, it was an escape. She talked about being bullied at school, feeling isolated, and never quite fitting in. But on stage, she could disappear into someone else. For a few moments, she wasn't the awkward kid or the outsider. She was confident, powerful, and seen. What many viewers may have forgotten is that Victoria didn't glide through dance school effortlessly. She admitted she didn't have the right look. She faced criticism about her body, her appearance, even being pushed to the back of performances because she didn't fit the aesthetic. Her father remortgaged the family home just so she could attend theater school. And even then, Victoria has said she always knew she would never truly belong there. Dance, for Victoria, is tied to rejection, discipline, and a constant feeling of having to prove herself. So when Nicola Peltz, the woman at the center of Victoria's most talked about family tension, announces she's playing a prima ballerina, it doesn't land as just another acting role. It lands on history, on vulnerability, on something deeply personal. And that's why fans aren't reacting to this like a normal casting announcement. Because ballet isn't just ballet in this family. Here's where the story quietly shifts from interesting to uncomfortable. Because on paper, Nicola landing a ballerina role looks like a coincidence. Actors take roles all the time. Art overlaps. End of story. Right? Except fans can't ignore which role this is, and whose emotional history it mirrors. Nicola isn't just playing any dancer. She's portraying a prima ballerina raised under intense discipline, fighting to protect tradition while power struggles threaten to tear her world apart. A woman shaped by pressure, expectations, and control. Themes Victoria herself laid bare in her Netflix confession. That documentary wasn't unintentional. Victoria described dance as the place she went when she didn't like herself. Where she learned to endure criticism about her body. Where authority figures decided who was aesthetically pleasing enough to be seen. Those were raw admissions. Not brand storytelling. So when Nicola steps into a ballet role after those confessions went public, fans don't see randomness. They see overlap. They see echo. And then there's the timing. This announcement doesn't come during family harmony. It drops while Brooklyn is estranged from his parents. After legal letters. After social media blocks. After Nicola wiped the Beckhams from her Instagram. After public silence replaced family photos. That's why people online aren't asking if Nicola knew about Victoria's dance past. They're asking how she couldn't. Especially when this isn't Nicola's first deeply personal project. She wrote, directed, and starred in her last film. She's known for choosing roles with emotional intention. So fans start wondering, was this just a role? Or a statement? Because when art starts aligning this closely with real family wounds, people stop believing in coincidence, and start reading between the lines. This is where Brooklyn's reaction becomes just as important as Nicola's role. Maybe even more. Because Brooklyn didn't just silently support his wife behind the scenes. He went public. Very public. And the way he did it is what set fans off. His Instagram post wasn't a quick, "proud of you," or a repost of a press headline. He called Nicola the most talented person he knows. He said he was so excited for the world to see what she had created. Not the directors. Not the cast. Her. That wording matters. Especially when you remember who else in his life built an entire career around creativity, performance, and public validation. Victoria. What fans noticed instantly was what Brooklyn didn't say. There was no mention of inspiration. No nod to family legacy. No subtle bridge between Nicola's ballet role and his mother's deeply personal history with dance. It was a closed circle. Nicola at the center, the world invited in, and everyone else left out. And then there's the timing. This post didn't come during a calm phase. It landed in the middle of escalating family tension, after reports he asked his parents to communicate only through lawyers, after blocking them on social media, after Nicola removed all traces of the Beckhams from her Instagram. So when Brooklyn chooses this moment to loudly praise Nicola's ballet project, fans read it less as celebration and more as positioning. Even his tone stood out. No humor, no emojis, no softness, just intense loyalty, unwavering pride, and emotional finality. Body language experts and longtime followers pointed out that Brooklyn's recent posts all follow the same pattern. Public devotion to Nicola, private silence toward his family. No overlap. No reconciliation signals. No cracks. And in celebrity families, silence is rarely neutral. So the subtext fans are pulling from this isn't subtle at all. It's deliberate. Brooklyn isn't just supporting his wife. He's drawing a line. At this point, this isn't just about a film role. It's about power, and who holds it now. Because if you trace this story back, the tension between Nicola and Victoria didn't start with lawyers or Instagram blocks. It started with symbolism. The wedding dress. The seating chart. Who stood where? Who was centered? Who wasn't? That wedding silently set the tone. Nicola didn't wear Victoria's design. The Peltz family dominated the speeches. The Beckhams, a global dynasty used to controlling narrative and image, suddenly felt peripheral. Even when Nicola later denied there was a grudge, the imbalance lingered. Fast forward to now, and look at how much has shifted. Brooklyn, once firmly inside the Beckham orbit, is no longer participating in the family brand. He's not showing up in Netflix series except as old footage. He's not liking posts. He's not playing along with public-facing unity. Instead, he's setting boundaries. Legal ones. Asking your parents to speak through lawyers isn't emotional. It's structural. It changes who has access, who controls the message, and who gets shut out. And Nicola's career choices matter inside that shift. This ballerina role positions her not just as an actress, but as a creator. The film is based on her story and her character. She's not borrowing a legacy, she's building one. And Brooklyn is loudly backing that. That alters the family hierarchy. For decades, Victoria has been the creative authority. The one whose work ethic, sacrifice, and reinvention shaped the Beckham narrative. But now Nicola is stepping into emotionally resonant territory. Dance, discipline, artistry, and doing it without needing Victoria's endorsement. The consequence? Influence starts moving outward, away from the original core. Fans see this as a silent but significant moment. Nicola isn't orbiting the Beckham world anymore. She and Brooklyn are forming their own center of gravity. Professionally, emotionally, and publicly. And once power shifts in a family like this, it's very hard to reverse. And here's where it all comes to a head. Because Brooklyn's public support for Nicola isn't just sweet husband behavior anymore. Fans see it as taking a side. Every carefully chosen word, every glowing post, every "so proud of you" and "excited for the world to see," in the context of the ongoing family feud, reads less like love and more like defiance. It's the moment the narrative flipped. Brooklyn isn't the Beckham son caught in the middle. He's the husband standing firmly with Nicola. The posts, the gifts, even the copycat gestures of his estranged mother's birthday celebrations, all signal loyalty and alignment. Fans online exploded over the symbolism. Some called it a subtle dig at Victoria. Others called it a declaration. The Beckham family rules don't apply here anymore. Brooklyn isn't just supporting his wife. He's choosing her side over his birth family. And while you're thinking this could all be overblown fan theory, that's exactly why you need to follow this story closely. Because the next move could shift everything again. If you want the latest updates on this brewing family drama, from subtle digs to public gestures, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because you do not want to miss what comes next. So what happens next? That's the question everyone's asking. Because this ballet project could go one of two very different ways. On one hand, it could be a bridge. A shared love for dance, an artistic common ground, a way for Victoria and Nicola to connect. Behind the cameras, off social media, quietly rebuilding some of that fractured family bond. Fans have been hopeful that art might heal old wounds. But on the other hand, this could be the final line. A bold statement that the Beckham family hierarchy no longer defines Nicola or Brooklyn's world. The public praise, the creative ownership, the echoes of Victoria's personal history. All of it might reinforce separation rather than reconciliation. And with every post, every project announcement, every carefully curated photo, the question lingers. Will this career move be a way back toward family unity? Or the moment they draw the line in the sand forever? One thing's for sure, everyone will be watching closely to see which path it takes, and the next chapter could change the family story completely.